Okay, so Nintendo just released their new Nintendo Switch OLED model, and personally I think it's a bit of a scam. Let me tell you why. In the announcement video there was quite a lot going on, but in a 2.5 minute long video they only announced 5 new things, and none of them were even that major. The first being the new black and white color scheme, which personally I really love. Kind of gives me a PS5 kind of vibe. Number 2 being, of course, the all-new 7-inch OLED display, which brings better colors, better contrast, and more viewing angles to the Switch. But here's the catch. It's still only a 720p display. Yeah, the bezel's shrunk and it is a bigger display. It's in the same body as the original Nintendo Switch, meaning that a 720p 7-inch display is going to look hella pixelated. And yes, I know it's not meant to compete with the things like the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series X that can push out 4K at 120 frames per second. It's just a... I know that it's a handheld gaming device for on the go, but I mean, come on, 2021, 720p is just sad. I feel like it's kind of going to be like the iPhone XR that came out a couple of years ago. That had an LCD 720p display when every other phone had moved on to 1080p OLED, even higher than that. But I mean, in the end, it won't be that much of an issue. It'll probably catch a few headlines, but other than that, it'll still work the same. The next thing they announced is the new wide kickstand, which is the kickstand on the back that can extend now to almost any angle you want. It takes up the entire width of the Nintendo Switch and is a lot better than the tiny, flimsy little piece of plastic they had in the original. Another feature that they announced is actually a pretty good one, and that's that in the dock of the Nintendo Switch, they've now added a wired Ethernet cable port, meaning that if you play competitive Nintendo Switch games online, you can now have faster internet speeds. The last thing they showed in the announcement video was the new enhanced audio, and it wasn't much. They kind of just briefly flew past it. We won't even get to hear if it's better until October when this thing actually comes out. But I'm assuming it's probably just louder and clearer sound. So that's everything that they announced in the announcement video. But what else is new? Well, let's see. They've upgraded the base storage from 32 to 64 gigabytes. And that's where it stops. There's nothing else. There was no mention of a bigger battery or a better battery life, but I feel like with the efficiency of the OLED panel as the screen, there may be a few slight battery increases, but that's just my guess. There's no power upgrades or no upgraded RAM. You're still getting the same SoC that was put into the Nintendo Switch back in 2016 when it first came out. And there you go. There's everything new with the new Nintendo Switch OLED model. Just remember that me saying that this thing's a scam, that's my opinion. You might have a different opinion thinking that this is much better than the original, even though there are no performance upgrades. They've only just added a different type of screen, still 720p like resolution. There's no upgraded controllers. It hasn't actually been upgraded that much other than the new display. And yes, I know this isn't like an entirely new Nintendo Switch. I know it's not the Nintendo Switch 2, but all I'm saying is that a 720p OLED in 2021, probably not worth it. Especially for the price tag of $350 or 539 Australian dollars if you're from where I am. Thank you so much for watching to the end if you made it. I know this is a bit different to my usual videos, but I just thought, I'm a big fan of the Switch, I may as well share this information. Anyway, if you liked it, feel free to subscribe, like, comment if you want more of these kind of news videos. And that's it for the video. I'll see you in the next one. Later.